The taping of Jennifer Hudson's daytime talk show was meant to be lighthearted. Fun and musical-an energetic celebration of Morris Day, the iconic frontman of the time whose style, swagger, and funk legacy shaped a generation of music. Producers had built up the episode as a special reunion moment, promising nostalgia, laughter, and even a live performance. The audience was buzzing with anticipation as Jennifer introduced her guest. Praising his career alongside Prince, his flamboyant persona, and his enduring influence on funk and R&B, Morris stepped onto the stage, sharp as ever silk suit. Gold chain, sunglasses, exuding charisma, the crowd cheered, expecting an electric conversation. At first, things seemed to roll smoothly. Jennifer asked about his early days, his memories of working with Prince, and his thoughts on the future of funk music. Morris was playful, cracking jokes, tossing in his signature flair, clearly enjoying the spotlight. But then the mood shifted. Jennifer, in her signature direct but warm style, asked a question that caught him off guard. Some people say you've leaned too heavily on Prince's legacy. Your career always stood in his shadow. How do you respond to that? The crowd gasped softly at the bluntness. Morris, visibly taken aback, tilted his sunglasses down, gave her a sharp look, and said, "Excuse me?" Jennifer, trying to clarify, added, "I mean, people admire your work, but the conversation always comes back to Prince. Do you feel you've gotten the respect you deserve as an artist in your own right?" What might have been an honest inquiry hit Maurice as a challenge to his identity. His voice tightened, his playful swagger giving way to irritation. "Let me tell you something," he said, leaning forward. "I've been out here for decades doing my thing. Funk didn't start and end with Prince. He was my brother, but I had style, I had sound, I had an audience. People came to see me. Don't twist history like I was just some sidekick." The tension grew thicker. Jennifer, maintaining composure, tried to soften the moment, saying, "Oh no, I didn't mean it like that. I was giving you the space to say your piece." But Morris wasn't letting go. "See, that's the problem," he snapped. "Every time I sit down, someone's trying to box me in. Put me behind somebody else. I don't need this." The audience shifted uneasily, torn between loyalty to Jennifer and respect for Maurice. Jennifer attempted to reel the conversation back, smiling and clapping as though to reset the energy. "Well, you know you're a legend, Maurice, and nobody can take that away from you. Why don't we talk about your new tour?" But Morris shook his head, removing his sunglasses. His frustration boiled over. Not skipping past this. You invited me here to talk about my career, my music, my future. Instead, you're bringing up the same tired stuff people have been saying for years. I'm not here for disrespect. Not from you, not from anyone." The studio went silent. Jennifer looked stunned, but tried once more to calm him. Placing her hand over her heart and saying, "I have nothing but love and respect for you, truly. If it came across the wrong way, I apologize. But I also think the world needs to hear your truth." Maurice paused, looked out at the audience, and muttered, "The world's already heard it. Y'all just don't listen." Then, in a move no one expected, he stood up. Gasps filled the room as he adjusted his jacket, waved off a producer who tried to intervene, and said into his mic, "I'm done here." The audience broke into nervous chatter as Morris walked across the stage, ignoring Jennifer's calls for him to stay. Cameras caught every step of his storm-off, from the flick of his wrist to the sharp click of his shoes against the studio floor. Jennifer, visibly rattled but determined to keep the show moving, turned back to the audience with her signature smile, though her eyes betrayed disappointment. "Well, y'all," she said, her voice a touch shaky, "live TV, anything can happen. We still love Morris Day, and we wish him all the best." The crowd applauded, but the air felt heavy, the moment unforgettable. Within minutes, social media erupted. Clips of Maurice storming off circulated on X and Instagram, sparking debate. Some fans argued Jennifer's question was disrespectful, saying Maurice had every right to defend his legacy. Others felt Morris had overreacted, pointing out that Jennifer had simply asked a valid question with no malice. The hashtags #MauriceDeWalksOff and #Jennifer Hudson Show trended nationwide. Fans of Prince and the time weighed in, many agreeing that Maurice's contributions to funk had long been overshadowed and misunderstood. Industry insiders leaked that producers were blindsided, calling it one of the most dramatic walk-offs in daytime television history. Backstage, things were chaotic. Staff tried to calm Morris, but he was still fuming, telling anyone who would listen that he wouldn't be made a fool of on national TV. Jennifer, meanwhile, kept her composure for the rest of the episode. But those close to her revealed she was shaken, frustrated that a question meant to highlight Morris's resilience had instead triggered such anger. The fallout was immediate. Entertainment headlines the next morning blasted. Maurice Day storms off Jennifer Hudson Show, talk show tension explodes live, and did Jennifer go too far? For Maurice, the moment was both a public stand and a public spectacle. For Jennifer, it was a test of professionalism and grace under fire. For viewers, it was must-see television that blurred the line between respectful journalism and raw confrontation. Creating a firestorm of reactions in the press, online, and within the music industry itself. The clip of him rising abruptly, removing his microphone, and striding off set was replayed on major outlets like TMZ, Entertainment Tonight, and The Shade Room. On TikTok, fans spliced the footage with throwback clips of Maurice on stage in the 1980s, captioning them with lines like, "He's been walking with attitude since day one." Some defended him, saying Jennifer's question had been phrased in a way that seemed dismissive, while others blasted Maurice for being too sensitive and not recognizing Jennifer's respectful tone. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds, with younger viewers siding with Jennifer's professionalism and older funk loyalists insisting Morris had been repeatedly disrespected over the years, and this was his breaking point. Behind the scenes, Jennifer's production team went into damage control. Producers released a statement to the press within hours. "I have nothing but admiration for Morris Day and his legendary contributions to music. The conversation during our episode was intended to celebrate his career, not diminish it. We regret the misunderstanding and wish him continued success." Jennifer herself, during a later segment of the same episode, added a heartfelt clarification to the audience. "You know," she said, "sometimes when you ask a question, it doesn't land the way you hoped. I meant to shine light on Morris's incredible journey, but I respect how he feels, and I only have love for him." Her sincerity softened many critics, but others argued she shouldn't have apologized for doing her job as a host. Meanwhile, Morris took to social media later that night. Wearing another sharp suit and still visibly frustrated, he recorded a short video message for his fans. "Let me make something clear," he began, his tone measured but firm. "I've been doing this a long time. I've paid my dues, built